Ghostwire Tokyo, Tango Gameworks and Bethesda, coming 2021 exclusively on PS5 as far as consoles go and PC. So that's what, we've been talking about sometimes where the messaging's weird. How do you not say that this game and Deathloop are console exclusive? How do you not say that?
So fucking bizarre.
It's
It
wild.
is so bizarre. Because it's very clear, leading up to, and we can talk about how we feel about that, but it is abundantly clear that leading up to this console launch, Sony is money hatting. They're like throwing money out to get exclusives to like have a good launch. It's just abundantly clear because so many of these games were not announced as exclusives. There was no reason for you to think they were going to be. Jeff even said like Deathloop had stuff in like Microsoft Magazine and stuff like that. There was like lots of things like that. And then suddenly this, it is really bizarre and it's really weird for them to not say so. And especially even Deathloop is apparently a launch game, but we'll talk about that later.
Yep. We'll get to that stuff. Let's talk about the actual game of
Ghostwire. What did you think about this?
So I was a really big fan of that teaser trailer that came out a year ago. And this, I don't know how I feel about it. On one hand, I think it looks cool. I think a lot of cool designs for the creatures, for the monsters. I did not expect this to be a first-person game.
Yep.
And I don't know. The very famous thing that came out of that teaser last year was the creative designer being like, it's spooky. I don't know if this is spooky necessarily. So I'm a little like, oh, that's not what I really imagined it would be. But it still looks interesting. I'm still curious to see more of it.
Yeah, it still looks good. It's just, I think it is just, this is one of the biggest divides between what people thought a game was and then what it ended up being. And honestly, you kind of are setting yourself up for people being disappointed when you show so little, a little like teaser thing about your game and then go away for a year. You're asking people to like, because and this is a problem I have with a lot of video game marketing in general, is that people get like a minute teaser that really tells you absolutely nothing about the game, and they'll get so excited and like imagine all these things in their head about what the game's going to be, and then like a lot of times, you really didn't know what the game was until now, which is just kind of a video game marketing problem. But I agree, this game looks cool. It's just, like you said, not really like the horror thing. It has creepy imagery, but it looks more like Mirror's Edge.
Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
It's like, I want to be scared by these creepy monsters. I don't want to be just like blowing through them doing, Naruto katas,
Let's go.
But
yeah, I think this was probably, not to say that it was like a huge disappointment, but I think it was probably the most disappointing thing in the conference, just because it was different than I think pretty much everyone thought it would be. I guess like the one main thing to keep in mind is that of course this is Mikami that's doing this, so it's probably going to be good or scary in some way. But yeah, I did not think it looked especially great when I was just viewing it.
Yeah, I still think it has some pretty striking imagery that I think looks very unique to it.
It kind of reminds me of Control in some ways, the imagery.
Yeah, 100%. Especially the like weird lines and weird almost
striking architecture and use of lighting. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this game definitely has cool things going on with it, but yeah, maybe. I don't know. That combat looks like something that could get old. It looks flashy, but it looks like it's definitely something that could get old. And it's just weird when you have, the Evil Within guy announce something that has like a really slow-paced, creepy trailer, and then the next time you see it, it's you're just throwing fireballs everywhere. That is kind of strange. I'm still interested, but definitely would need to be sold on it. Need to see like reviews and other things.